So how's it been going, and how's your training going?
Well, my training is every day.
Every day.
So for me, running is a lifestyle now. Yeah. So I've took it as part of my life. So where I wake up, go for a run, I'm used to it. So it's normality for me. So training for a marathon now becomes not easy as such, but it becomes more natural. Going into London, it's just short my 30th marathon.
So you're doing London?
Yeah, I've got an elite championship, you call it, at London, for getting sub 2:30 at York. Which that's the only reason I'm doing it, to be fair. I'm doing Manchester as well, which is beginning of April.
So back-to-back marathons?
Yeah, I've done it a few times. I've done York, Snowdonia back-to-back, which is quite. It becomes easier then to know how your body can deal with that sort of pain.
So in terms of training and the build-up, so how's your training look?
In a week, at the minute I'm working to 130 mile weeks, and that's peak, so like peak week. Like at the end of Sunday this week it'll be 130 for me. I actually ran for fun, if you'd like to call it that, a marathon around Barnsley last weekend. Just up and around the roads to try and get the confidence that I can do some marathon mileage. Now, in a training run, it got the confidence for me because I nailed what I'd call an half decent time in training. Go on, how's training look for you?
So for me, it's 3 runs a week, mixture of long run, tempo run, recovery run, and then we've got some light intervals in there as well.
Yeah.
So 3 times just around academy commitments, work commitments, but it varies. So since I've started, it's increasing the long runs week by week, mile at a time, sometimes a mile and a half. Sprints or high intensity intervals, anything from 6 times 1600 metres, which is just short of a mile, to sometimes 4 times 1200, or the longer ones 400 metres times 12. So it's short interval bursts within a period of rest. And then a tempo run every 3 to 4 weeks, 15 minutes. See how long you can do 15 minutes.
Yeah, see how long you can sustain that effort. So we do speed training as well. I do speed training. I run for Penistone, so we do speed training with a group we like to call Team Barnsley, which is a Facebook group with runners. There's about 800 members in it now. And we just share ideas and things like that online. It'd be a good, obviously, for you to join that if you want to
please,
train.
if you don't mind.
For people to train with people as well. So like on Wednesday morning I went out with 2 lads that I've known for a long time, and we just did an 8 mile effort on the trail. Then in the evening we do Ferguland speed training in the tunnel, so in the dark tunnel nights, we do 300 metre reps in there, which is quite cool.
What's your rest look like then in that?
Well, Wednesday's session we did a pyramid, so we did 60-second rest and 55, 50, decreasing in 5s, and then all the way down to 5, and then we go again. We do about 25 reps. But there's a fair gang of us that turn out. We train together in the tunnel on a Wednesday night, and it's a bit grim and dirty in there, but it's nice and it's quiet as well.
Excellent, nice. That's the thing that I find, that it's the intensity, varying the intensities and just trying to vary the pace. And try, especially on the longer runs, try to sustain that pace, because obviously Barnsley and surrounding areas are not all flat.
It's a bit hilly.
So it's that's the thing that I struggle with, especially going on the different terrains. Looking at the pace.
Obviously London as well. When it comes to London, it's my first London marathon. And obviously I've done marathons. Marathons all measure the same distance. When you speak to a runner that's not a runner, or someone that is not a runner, they'll think the marathon's different. And they'll always say to you, "Oh, have you done London?" But obviously when you do all these other different marathons as well, you'll find different challenges in different areas. So it'd be interesting to see what London's like in comparison to the other marathons.
So in the other marathons, has there been, what challenges have you faced?
So, for example, breaking initially it was just doing a marathon. So I did Milton Keynes as my first marathon in 2013. I walked, stumbled, did 4 hours 4 minutes. Ended up going back in 2017 to Milton Keynes, something like my 20th marathon. And the initial challenge, obviously, we're getting faster from the 4 hours 4. I went back in 2017 to Milton Keynes, ended up crossing the line in first position, which were a bit like it is a little bit emotional, and it felt good to go back to my first marathon and get a good time, 2 hours 40, and actually win it. There's not many people can tick that off a bucket list. But then the next thing, we're breaking that 2 hours 40 mark, and then breaking the 2 hours 30, which I did at York, and just getting quicker and quicker. Okay. It doesn't get easier, but you just build confidence and you like to challenge yourself to the next level.
So in terms of breaking it then, and then on the marathon, how do you, so on marathon day, what's your regime, or how do you undertake marathon day?
Psychologically, you've got to treat it as it's just your last long running training. So you've built yourself up, you've added your mile and a half on, you might have run up to 20 mile in training. So for example, this month I'm doing a whole 20, which is a race, and that's my last long run. But then I'm doing Manchester, which if I fail at Manchester in my eyes, it might be my last long run then before London. But on marathon day, I eat normal. Don't change anything, don't try anything new. Just do what you...
So what do you mean by normal? Is it
normal to what's normal to me? So whatever you eat on a normal day. So it used to be porridge and a massive spoonful of Nutella. I tried to go off a little bit off that. So now I'm on strawberry granola, just a normal. A banana probably an hour before the start, and that's normal to me. And then probably a sip of water, not enough where you're bursting for a pee halfway down. And just go out and enjoy it, and enjoy the atmosphere as your last long run of all your training. And there's nothing, it is emotional when you approach the last few miles because you think, like, you've done it now, you've achieved. But then you've got to set yourself that target to go again. The most important bit is the day after the marathon, because then you've decided what you're going to do next to make yourself better, instead of sitting with achy legs, tired.
So in terms of the recovery then, so the recovery after the marathon, and then obviously during training, how's that look to you? Have you got any tips, hints? How do you overcome
the best
challenges?
The best way to recover in anything is to go out and do it again. Right. That's what I found. So for example, 2017, massive year for me. I ran around the full distance of Barnsley in 12-14 hours with Robin Clough and Phil Hinchcliffe. And the two lads, the day after, I went out and I went for a 5 mile run in the evening. I felt tired or achy, I hated it, but I still got it done. So then, instead of having a 73 mile ache in my legs, I had a 5 mile ache, which made it a little bit easier.
Do you do any specific stretches, like foam rolling, ice baths, or anything specific?
Coming from a sporting background, a little bit like yourself as well, you know things like that, so it becomes natural anyway. So we do, like I do some stretches after. I might have an ice bath, but an ice bath for me works just as well as a hot bath. And that's just how I've got my body conditioned to that. But the more you do it, the more experienced you become. It's just like learning to play the guitar or the piano.
So going back then, just looking back at race day, in terms of training and then on race day, how do you fuel, or do you fuel at all?
Perfect thing I found, a lot of runners use gels. I tend to stay away from them, especially like yourself, if you have a beard, they're not good, and it's not a good look. So what I find is I use Jakeman's cough sweets. Right. Because I used to use sherbet lemons, and just stick one in, roof your mouth, or a Jakeman's cough sweet for me has lasted longer. And it's little stuff like that that I've learned through doing marathons. So I'll stick one in the roof of my mouth, and the biggest challenge for me is keeping that in for the full run. So at York, for example, 2 hours 30, I kept the Jakeman's sweet in for the full race as well, which is quite nifty. I'm more proud of that PB than York.
So Is that just a gentleman's coffee?
Yeah, I don't.
Water, lucid, sport.
I tend to run bare with all that sort of stuff, so I don't like to carry sweets or anything or gels or anything like that. I kind of tend to keep it a little bit simple. So the simpler you think, the easier it becomes, sort of thing.
And I guess I'm guessing you use that technique during training as well.
Yeah, so on my long runs I might mimic that technique because then your body gets conditioned to it. Another important thing as well is come race day to wear your kit that you're going to wear for the marathon in training. So then your body gets conditioned to wearing that kit and you'll know where, as sad as it sounds, where it rubs you, where it doesn't, and then your body gets used to it.
So then in terms of kit and runners, trainers, etc., how long do they normally last you? How long can you get
doing
trainers?
130 mile a week, I can go through a pair of trainers in probably 2 weeks.
Right.
So what I tend to do is buy them off eBay
for
£7.50 or something really cheap, and then they'll last me a little bit longer than if I'm buying them cheaper.
Is there any specific brand or certain style of?
I tend to stick to like flat minimalist shoes, and I'll switch between brands. I'm not a big fan of like clunky heavy shoes. I do tend to favour obviously like your Adidas, like they're just Madi Zero Boosts. I do tend to favour them just for racing in, and then I'll train in any other pair I can get my hands on.
So do you use the same pair for your longer runs? Do you use a pair that you?
Yeah, I have got a pair that I race in, a bit like footballers do.
Yeah.
So footballers have a pair for training, a pair for racing in, for playing in. So I'll do the same with my shoes, sort of thing. Just so then I'm not putting too much wear on shoes, and it's good. Your shoes are like your legs. I've kind of learned. So if your shoes you've wore them heavy for a week, the spring loses it in the cushion. So it's good to not wear them approaching the race day. So then you've got enough cushion on your feet, which is quite good. It's something that you learn as you do it more.
Because I've just changed my second pair. And just hurt my feet. Just crippled my feet because I've only had 2 pair. But generally I've gone for the Asics. The stability ones and things like that, but they are quite chunky and.
See, I used to wear big chunky shoes, but then as I got down to it, it's better for me to wear some minimalist shoes because then it's your body doing the work rather than your shoes. Because you're not born with shoes on your feet, which you just pick up as you go along. Really.
Have you faced any injuries then through whether that's footwear or just training that you've
most of the time, I get injured through shoes that have been used too much. So as soon as that time approaches, I just get rid of them. Put them to one side.
Any other injuries that you've had?
Touch wood. I've had niggles and like tight Achilles, tight hamstrings, tight calves, and all that sort of stuff. And last year I struggled. I was a stone heavier last year. And that stone put a lot of pressure on my knees, my joints, and losing that stone, it's meant my times have come down, and I'm not getting as injured as much. And I haven't got as many niggles in the morning. But if you ask the girlfriend when I wake up in the morning, I'm tired when I'm walking. It's like I've tripping on plugs all night.
I guess that's every day for you.
Yeah. But as soon as I go out for the first mile, I'm fine. Friday's recovery day, and this morning I've gone out and done like 10 miles and I felt absolutely fine, and whereas all week I've been running 20 miles every day, and then obviously I've got park run tomorrow.
So is that a double session for you, park run and then
I do
another run?
I end up doing a run before park run, and then a few miles after. Then obviously I'm at work all day tomorrow. So then it'll be a run late in the evening, and then I've got a race at Norton on Sunday, 9-mile race. So with that, obviously it's high intensity race day, and it's a good chance for me to practice all the stuff that I've been doing in the week. Every weekend in March I'll be park running and racing, just that high intensity, so then when I'm feeling fresh and I've tapered for the marathon, I should be.
So in terms of your runs then, do you look at specific routes when you go out, or do you just set off from home? Or do you aim for like Transpennine Trail, canal routes?
Barnsley's great because obviously, like we said earlier, it is hilly, so you can just run anywhere and you go find a decent hill. Whereas when you go to Manchester, London, it's flat and it's nice, so it's good training for that. Some runs I'll go out and just do the same 5 mile route over and over again because I know it's easy. Some routes I'll go out and I'll just rep, so I'll run around the block or different blocks 4 or 5 times before moving on to a different one. And some routes, like on Sunday last week when I did the marathon, just set off, not a clue where I'm going, end up running up Island Swain Hill, big hill, and then back down the other side, and it was just to make it up as I go along.
So does your time vary in that then?
The pace obviously varies, so if I'm on a hill, in training I tend to take it, I don't care so much about pace, as long as I'm running to a certain effort level I'm fine. And then when obviously running downhill, you make up for it. And then obviously off-road and all the different variables that you can change in running, it makes it interesting. But there's never a particular route there is favourites, but I just go for any, so that you can get your teeth into. Excellent. How about yourself?
So in terms of routes, just make up as I go along. I try I've got an app on my phone, I just go footpath finder and just try and plan a little bit of a route out. I do get bored if I'm, like you said, you do reps or a certain block, I tend to get bored, so I like to see different scenery. Done a couple of canal routes, Transpennine Trails. It's just nice and quiet, so you can just get yourself in the zone, things like that, headphones in and then just go for it. Try to vary the terrains and things like that. Looked at Barnsley, Leeds, Wakefield areas, just surrounding there, so I get the different terrains in and hills, but it's nice to get out and see the sights at times, and depending on the time of day when I go, it's good to see. Sometimes it's a little bit busier when it's warmer and things like that, so you're just getting used to the conditions of heat, and then obviously in the morning when it's cold, it's just conditioning the body to all different climates, because hopefully it'll be nice weather. But
obviously London last year were a bit of a stinker for everyone. We're building up to it, good training in sub-zero temperatures, snow, and then heat wave come race day at London. So you have got to prepare yourself for that, just in case it happens again. But obviously, taking into account anything could happen come race day. But what does matter is how you train for it and what you've put into it. And running is the most honest sport, whereas what you put in, that's what you'll get out.
There's no hiding place.
No.
There's not, you can't hide. It's you. Football, you can hide behind the other 10 players. There's nowhere to hide. And that, I guess that's the beauty about it. I do enjoy it, even though it's a charity. It's a challenge, but it is something different that I've never faced before, which it is really good to see. And after, when you finish, you think, wow, a bit of achievement there, regardless of time, pace, terrain. It's a sense of achievement when you finished it, which is good.
Yeah, that's the beauty of the marathon as well. It does find you out. If you've not put everything into it, you'll not get everything back. But if you feel and you're confident going race day that you've put everything into your training, you'll get the rewards back of your fundraising, of your times, of your goals, whatever you want to achieve from the marathon. It does find you out, and it does let you know.
The people that I spoke to said it's like a victory lap. So it's your last, like you said, it's your last training session where you just get to showcase what you've done in that 6, 9, 12 months training.
The most important thing is to go out and enjoy it. Obviously London, it rumoured to have got atmosphere, can't vouch for that myself. It has rumoured to have got atmosphere, it's rumoured to not be quiet, not be on your own. You'll have someone to run with, and that's what helps with training as well, running with people. But you should go in and just enjoy it.
That's the key thing, I want to enjoy it. Obviously, it's charity, it's a run close to my heart, so it's on race day, hopefully the target will be achieved and I can just enjoy the race. and just complete that. That's the aim, to get it done. No set time in mind. I just want to completely enjoy it, and whatever happens kind of thing in terms of timing. But I'm quite looking forward to it now. The closer we get, I think I'm 9 weeks away.
Yeah.
So it's starting to just taper up to the top mileage and taper back down. But yeah, it's still be upon us soon. So thank you for your time.
Thank you.
And I'll see you in London.